Hey guys, Alicia here. So excited to be able to share an incredible case study with you today from Catherine Dore. She's an amazing therapist with a really specific niche who was struggling a little bit in her business, didn't quite get the traction and momentum that she was wanting to get. And she's been able to build consistency in. She's just had her biggest month on record, which is phenomenal. And she's going to share a bit about what she had to put in place in order to make that happen. So look forward to speaking to you at the end of the movie. Good morning, Catherine. How are you going?
Hi, Alicia. Good, thank you.
That's good. Good to have. Thank you so much for your time today and sharing with us. It's great to have you here.
Thank you, and I'm really pleased to be talking to you today too.
Awesome stuff. Catherine, do you maybe want to introduce yourself? Talk to us a little bit about what you do, who you love helping, and we'll go from there.
Okay. So I am a remedial trained therapist, and I specialise in pregnancy, postnatal massage, and I also teach infant massage. So the people that I work with most tend to be professional women, usually first-time mums making that transition from career to motherhood, basically.
Beautiful stuff. And I love working with you because you're so clear on your niche. And I know that sometimes can be such a sticking point for people. It's like, I feel like I'm too unique, or, I want to do massage and I also want to do classes and I don't know how to market that and all that sort of stuff. So I love that you're so clear on who you love helping. And, exactly, it's not just any pregnant women. It's like first-time moms who are transitioning, and that is absolutely phenomenal. So maybe, do you want to share with us where you were at a few months ago, before we started working together, where you were at in your business, and maybe some of the frustrations you were experiencing, lack of clarity, or, whatever it was, just share with us where you were at.
Yeah. So I guess, like you said, finding the niche is really important, but that was actually quite a process. To really narrow that and define that. So I'd done a lot of work previously. I got to a point where, I kind of narrowed down that niche. I had, done an overhaul on my website. My photos and things were all professionally done and up to date. And I guess my biggest challenge or frustration was actually just kind of further extending the message and making people aware of that I was out there. I was sort of at about 70-75% of my capacity, and so I really wanted to boost that, to be able to help more mums and to be able to work with the people that I really loved working with. So yeah, I think that was sort of the biggest reason in wanting to join the program is sort of just really continue to refine, because there was certainly some processes and things that I needed to refine, and also then powerful with that message and just trying to get to the right people in the most effective ways.
Yeah, I love that. That's awesome. So what were some of your aha moments? Because you did have some traction. You already had, some things happening, 75% book. For some people, that'd be like, yay, I'm done, I've made it. To get yourself, because I know we'll talk about some of your results, particularly September in a minute, but what were some of your aha moments? What were some of the big learnings for you to go to take that knowledge that you already had and be able to apply it and really see the results where you're going from, 3/4 full to nearly full now on a consistent basis? What were some things that you put in place or that you learned in that process?
It's quite interesting, really, because some of it was about actually simplifying what I was already trying to do or doing, and the simplification came around the Facebook ads. So just really simplifying that down and targeting and things like that. So that kind of clarified that process for me. So I had already been doing some of that, but I kind of feel that it wasn't as effective as when I sort of pared it back and actually simplified it a bit more.
Yeah.
So that was a really a good thing, and that made a big difference for me, particularly targeting my classes, my people for my classes.
Yeah.
And also concentrating on that rebooking as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, really kind of highlighting to the client, you know, this is kind of the way forward, or, you know, this is, I believe this is what we need to do in order to get you to where you want to be, and just that process, and having that confidence to do that too. And as soon as I started doing it, I started seeing, you know, a change. So yeah, it was well worth, you know, just for that support to be able to do, you know, effective rebooking as well.
Yeah, nice. And obviously with you, you've got a set amount of time with people. If you're working with pregnant women, you're not going to be rebooking them forever. But obviously, you know, you've got a 6 to 9 month window where you're going to be working with them. So that's a really important thing, especially as they transition. Like you say, transitioning from, you know, a corporate woman who's like, right, I'm doing this, and they've got they're in control of their destiny. And then this beautiful little person comes on board and they feel like weird and they're tired and they're not feeling good. And it's like, oh my gosh, and kind of helping them navigate that is such an important process. So obviously they need to be coming, you know, in regularly. And I think building the confidence around that is a beautiful way to frame it, because so many therapists, I mean, some people are going to say no. And you know what? That's cool. You know, it's totally okay. But if you're not asking, then often that can change, you know, that it's a massive game changer for people who are not comfortable and confident doing it. So that's awesome. So maybe, I know you said you were 75% booked. What about your classes? Where were they sitting? Were you running many classes to the capacity that you wanted to?
It was a bit sporadic, and that probably depended on, you know, the mums coming through, you know, from the pregnancy massage through. So it probably was a little bit reliant on, you know, how many I had in that sort of space at that time.
Yeah.
So yeah, it wasn't as good as I wanted it to be, and that I knew it could be.
Yeah.
And I think it just helped reach out to, you know, a few other mums in a few other circles, you know, that were obviously looking for something and looking to do something like that.
Yeah.
And, you know, I guess it just helped get me in front of them. So
yeah, nice. So are your classes more consistent now?
Yeah, last month I actually had to put on an extra class because I have got a few more than anticipated, which was fantastic.
Fantastic, rock on. That's awesome.
I guess, you know, I'm looking to kind of do the same in November as well. So we will see.
Fantastic.
Maybe we get to 3 classes. I don't know.
Nice. That's awesome. That's so awesome. So do you maybe don't share figures with us, but what stood out to you in September? There was a couple of really exciting things that happened in your business. Can you share that with us now?
Yeah, well, it was quite surprising to me, and it wasn't really until I did kind of, you know, look at the figures at the end of the month, and I actually did my biggest month in terms of revenue ever so far.
Well done, that's phenomenal.
Yeah, which is amazing. And not only that, I actually had a week annual leave at the end of that month. So effectively, I did a whole month's revenue in, you know, one less week. So
that's phenomenal.
Yeah,
that's phenomenal. What do you think is the biggest thing that contributed to the growth and success of September?
Well, all of those things that we've talked about, concentrating on that rebooking was kind of my first thing that I did. And because, you know, when we started the program, that was sort of the very first thing, was like, okay, let's get into this and do that. Also then the advertising, so the Facebook ads, and then I'm not sure what else was in place there. So I also just think the confidence and, you know, just a bit of enthusiasm and I guess some newfound motivation too. So I strongly believe that does totally make a difference. Just in not only within myself, but you know what you're putting out there. So
yeah,
and absolutely. It was just great to have the support within the group, because everyone's kind of doing the same thing. You know, they're going through, and they're obviously having ups and downs and challenges and things. And so I think collectively, that's a really, really lovely thing as a therapist, when you're kind of often working, you know, by yourself, and you're just forging ahead and you know, just trying to get it done. So
yeah, absolutely, I love it. And it's so true, because you know, we're the average sum of the 5 closest people to us, and often when we are a sole trader, when it's just us, we don't have business people to run stuff past. It's like we might ask our partner, or we might ask our family or friends who are all employed and have got no idea about what's good and what's not. So to be able to get feedback from people who are going through a similar thing, also getting feedback from people who are experienced and get it. Hey, I'm doing this ad, what do you think? You know, or hey, what's my website like? What do I need to tweak? What can I change? It is such an important part of growing as a business leader. So that's really awesome. What else did you enjoy about the program? Did you feel like, were you supported through it as we went through? Maybe share your experience with how you felt throughout the program.
Yeah, look, I think there were times where I felt a little bit overwhelmed, but that was sort of, I guess, me putting a little bit too much pressure on myself as well. So what I really liked, actually, is that I could almost hand over the control for a little bit, and
nice.
That just in the knowing and the knowledge that, you know, each week and was sort of stepped out in, you know, little pieces. And time and time again, you know, you guys are reaffirming that, you know, some of these tasks are actually going to take a lot longer than you know, the 6 weeks or whatever that we have. So I think that was good, because you know, I just know within myself, it's kind of, I feel the pressure of, you know, just getting things done and, you know, moving through, and I guess I learned just to sort of take a breath. Let's just take a step back, and it's all okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it's almost like people are like, I know I've got to do some stuff, but it's like, and this is where I want to go, and I know that I'm here right now.
Yeah.
And sometimes we think that the steps are much bigger, when there are actually lots and lots of tiny ones. And once you break them down, sometimes looking at the little steps almost seems overwhelming. But then you realize it's just, I'm just going to take one step, and another step, and another step, and another step, and another step. It's basically like, watch a video, download a cheat sheet, implement it, job done. And it's like, okay, that's all I've got to do. Like, anybody can do that. You know, like, I created the program because I needed to be able to follow something like that. It had to be easy. It had to be practical. So, yeah, that's really cool.
And I think sometimes it's like, it can't, you know, like you go through the task sometimes. Is that it? That was so easy. How can it just be that easy? So I guess that's just sort of me and how my brain works too, is it sometimes trying to overcomplicate things unnecessarily.
Yeah, absolutely. And that tends to, we get stuck in procrastination because we think that the task, like blog posts are a great example. So many people put off writing blogs, they put off and they put off and they put off because, you know, it's, oh, what will people think and how am I going to create the content? And it's like, you know what? You just sit down and you just get your thoughts out of your head and you come back to it and you restructure it and then you put it out there and it's done. And it's like, let's be honest, most people take their phone to bed or to the toilet, and that's where they're reading your blog, you know? Like, we don't have, this is not like a journal article that has to be scientific. It's for your target. I mean, your mums aren't going to care if, you know, you don't know 100% every single fact perfectly. And it's just a matter of, you know, you're writing and go, oh, okay, well, the birds didn't fall out of the sky. The sun still came up the next day. And, okay, yeah, this is cool. And that kind of gets that confidence happening. I love that.
Yeah. And there's still things that are quite a stretch for me. And funnily enough, blog posts are one of those. But I also know that, you know, we've got things in place and tools and things that I can go to. And, it's not yet easy to do those things, but it's not impossible either. So,
yeah, nice. Absolutely. And it's like, again, if you know what the steps are, and obviously you've got access to the program once you finish, so you can go back as a resource and ask. And, you know, we're also there to help implement if people have questions post the program as well. You can always ask, and I know that's what we've done. So we've run a bonus weekly webinar where everybody who's going through the program or has been through the program is invited into. So you get, you know, live Q&A, live. Often what people love is the inspiration. You know, it's like when you're doing the 6 weeks, you've got tasks to do every day and you've got the momentum. And then it's like you walk away and go, okay, I've got to do it all.
Yeah.
And it's like people do for like probably a good 6 or 8 weeks. There's heaps of traction, heaps of momentum. Then they kind of go, oh, what do I need to do now? And it's like, you jump back on the webinar. It's like, what gets measured gets done. Yeah. What's your biggest win? And it's like to be able to give that feedback of, yeah, I've had my biggest month, and we fair income celebrate the hell out of that. Like I love that. Because I believe that when one person wins, we all win. When people have a great month, it's like we want to celebrate the hell out of that, because, you know, in our culture, often when people are successful, it's like, you know, we've got the tall poppy syndrome. So I think it's so important to have that tribe of like-minded people, because when you go, woohoo, I was successful, and then you have people go, yeah, you were successful, you want to start becoming even more and make that, you know, set the bars higher and make those distinctions. So is there anything else that you experienced in the program that you wanted to share with us today? Like, what was your favorite part of maybe a favorite week or a particular day or a learning that really stood out to you?
Look, there were a couple of things along the way. Some of it, which I found really quite useful, was actually just getting confirmation that I was heading in the right direction. And, you know, things like when James reviewed our websites, like that is gold. I don't know where else you can sort of get that on tap, you know, that was really, really valuable. And also, you know, around some of the analytics as well. Yeah. So we looked at, you know, some of the Facebook analytics in behind the scenes and the insights and things like that. Yeah. Looking at, you know, when your fans and your people are online, when they're engaging. So that was, you know, that was kind of really good to get into those things. And then also towards the end, kind of setting up those steps for the future. So, you know, kind of don't feel like you've just been left high and dry. Yeah. There is actually, you know, more to carry on with. So, yeah, you know, that was really good for me to have those things in place.
Yeah. Awesome stuff. And for somebody who's watching this or listening in and is thinking about the program, is maybe curious about it, and they're not sure if it's for them, they're not sure, you know, with whether they should, you know, step in or if it's for them, etc. What would your advice to them be? What would you say?
So much. I think to be supported by a group of professionals that are going through or have been through where you're at. They understand the industry you're in. They understand the challenges that you're facing, both personally and in business as well, which I think is a really important distinction. I think just go for it, because you can learn so much that's actually just really for the industry. And I think that's rare to find. Like, there's plenty of, you know, business advice and business coaching and, you know, all sorts of material, but there's very little that is actually targeted and intended for the massage industry. And that was the thing that I was looking for, because I had explored other things which were extremely helpful, but I knew that I just needed to get some advice and some support from someone who had been there and done it, and also sort of tap into that collective community as well. That was what I was sort of craving and seeking. And like you said earlier, celebrating the wins within, you know, the weekly webinar, like that kind of, to me, holds a lot of weight, because the people that are there and celebrating that with you actually know what it takes to get to that. And so for me, that's like a bit of an extra. That was really nice, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, for sure. That's fantastic. Look, Catherine, thank you so much for your time today. It's been amazing chatting with you. You've been an awesome client to work with. I'm so proud of your growth and the traction that you've gained in your business. It is phenomenal. Well done on getting clear on your niche, taking the action, and like being able to break it right down to actually tangible steps. It's just phenomenal. So again, thank you so much for your time today.
Thanks, Alicia. I love talking to you.
No worries at all. See you later.
Bye.
Absolutely outstanding stuff. I'm so proud of Catherine for everything she did. She's been an amazing client. So if this is you, if you feel like you're getting some momentum, some traction, and you're like, you know what, I really need help to take my business to the next level, then get in touch. Fill in your details below. We're here to help. We love helping therapists and helping them turn their passion into a rocking business.